Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're diving into, well, a chore. Something universal, right? Laundry.
Yeah, laundry. But we're looking at it through a specific lens, Taiwan. Because the way this daily ritual happens there, it tells a really fascinating
A
story.
story about what exactly? Climate, community.
Climate, definitely. Cooperation, too, and how people use urban space. And for you, the listener, the mission here is kind of twofold.
Okay.
First, let's get the cultural context, the logic behind the routine. And second, we'll nail down the key English words you need, turn that chore into like instant language
I
practice.
like that. Not just words, but the why behind them.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start there. Why is laundry different in Taiwan? What's the main thing?
It really starts with the drying. We call it the balcony drying culture.
Balcony drying, right?
See, unlike a lot of places maybe in the West, most apartments there, they just aren't built with like dedicated laundry rooms inside or built-in clothes dryers.
Oh, okay. So no dryer is the standard.
Pretty much. So the default way to deal with wet clothes is, well, outside, natural drying.
That explains it. Because
Yeah.
you see clothes everywhere on these special racks, lines,
Mm-hmm.
always on balconies or hanging right out of windows.
Exactly. It's iconic, isn't it? All those colorful shirts and things just swaying in the breeze. The whole street kind of shows you who did laundry when.
Yeah, it's a very visual thing.
But, and here's the catch. Relying on air drying immediately creates a problem. A conflict, really.
Which is,
The weather. You use your washing machine, you add your detergent, you get your clothes clean, and then you're just completely at the mercy of the sky.
right, especially with the humidity there. Here, the plum rain season is intense.
Oh, it's relentless. Drying clothes becomes a real struggle then. It's not just inconvenient, it's like, you're gambling. Will these things ever dry?
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. So what do people do?
Well, that's when things like dehumidifiers and those foldable drying racks you can move around inside, they become essential, absolute lifesavers, people call them.
Lifesavers, yeah. From optional gadgets to, like, critical infrastructure for your apartment,
Yeah.
managing the damp.
Exactly. And thinking about the washing process itself, that spin cycle, it becomes super important.
Because you want less water to start with.
Precisely. Since you know you'll probably be trying to air dry, you want that machine to wring out every possible drop of water before you hang anything up. A good spin cycle is like your first defense against moldy clothes.
Okay, that makes total sense. So washing machine, strong spin cycle.
All right.
But what if the weather's just awful for days and even the dehumidifier can't keep up?
Right. That's where the other solution comes in, the rise of the self-service laundromat.
Ah, the laundromats. I've seen pictures. They look quite modern sometimes.
They really are. They basically fill that gap, the lack of built-in dryers. They offer reliable heat, industrial strength machines, and they're pretty affordable too.
How affordable are we talking?
You can usually wash and dry a whole load for maybe NT $80 to $100, something like that, which is pretty good value.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
And they become more than just places to do laundry. They're often open 24/7. They have Wi-Fi, air conditioning. Sometimes there's even a place nearby to grab a bubble tea while you wait. They're like little community hubs.
So a practical solution becoming a social space too. Interesting. Okay, so that's individuals. What about shared living? Like dorms or shared apartments? How does laundry work there?
That taps into the cooperation aspect. If you're sharing a washing machine or maybe just limited balcony space, you have to coordinate. It's
Yeah.
all about polite, practical cooperation.
So taking turns, schedules.
Yeah, exactly. Taking turns, maybe labeling your laundry basket, being clear about when you'll get your stuff off the line so the next person can hang up theirs. It definitely teaches patience and, thinking about others.
Right. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting, though. The little details, the etiquette. You mentioned the air drying, but there's a catch, isn't there?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is what I call the air drying paradox. It's a real head scratcher of city living.
Go on.
So air dry is the standard method, right? Saves energy, seems green,
Seems logical.
but it's not always recommended, especially in the cities.
Why not? What's the problem?
Air pollution. If you leave your clean laundry hanging outside for too long, especially in dense urban areas, well, all that dust, the particulate matter, it can settle right back onto your clean clothes.
No way. So you wash them, hang them out to dry naturally, and they just get dirty again.
Kind of defeats the purpose, right? You're airing them out, sure, but you're also exposing them to whatever's floating around in the city air. It makes drying a real calculation, risk versus reward.
Wow, that's definitely not something you'd think about in, say, the suburbs. So humidity and air quality are factors.
Wild.
Given all that, is there a best time to do laundry?
Well, people adapt. You might notice laundromats being busy late at night.
Oh, yeah. Why is that?
Two main reasons, usually: cost and comfort. Electricity tariffs are often cheaper during off-peak hours, so running the washing machine then saves a bit of money.
Smart.
Yeah.
And comfort.
It's just cooler at night, lugging wet, heavy laundry around and trying to hang up everything. It's like the sweaty job when the temperature drops.
Makes sense. So
Yeah.
the clothesline becomes a sort of public bulletin board,
Yeah.
showing the weather, people's schedules.
Yeah, in a way, sunny balconies definitely mean good drying conditions. But wait, there's another layer:
More complexity.
urban aesthetics. Because everyone can see your laundry hanging out, especially on those visible balconies. Many modern apartment buildings actually have rules.
Rules about laundry.
Yep. Rules about what you can hang, where you can hang it, maybe how long it can stay out, trying to keep up appearances, maintain a certain look for the building.
So you're juggling cost, weather, air quality, and building regulations, just to get your clothes dry.
So it's way more complex than just hitting start on a machine.
Absolutely.
No.
Okay, this whole process, though complicated, gives us some fantastic, practical English vocabulary. Let's shift gears and really focus on that language part. Let's make sure we all master these key terms.
Sounds good. Let's break them down, focusing on how you'd actually use them in a conversation, not just, a dictionary definition.
Perfect. So first up, laundry. That's the clothes themselves, or the whole task, right? Like, I got to do my laundry tonight.
Exactly. Or you might ask, where is the laundry basket? It covers the whole thing. Then there's the machine itself.
Yeah.
The washing machine.
Right. You might need to ask someone, is the washing machine free? Or figure out where to put the soap.
Which brings us to detergent. The soap, the powder, the liquid. You got to remember, don't forget the detergent before you start the cycle.
Crucial step. And inside the machine, that really important function for getting water out.
That's the spin cycle. You'd want to say something like, make sure you pick the highest spin cycle. It really cuts down drying time.
Good tip. And the main drying method we discussed.
Air dry. Simple as that. It's sunny today. Let's air dry these outside.
But when air drying fails, because of rain or pollution, you need the backup.
The dryer. The machine that uses heat. This is more situational, maybe. It's rained again. I'll have to use the dryer at the laundromat.
Okay, and once everything's clean and dry, the next chore is...
To fold. Arranging the clean clothes neatly. People might say, I'll fold the laundry while I watch TV. Makes it feel less like work.
Or for things like shirts or dresses.
You need to hang up. Put them on hangers or on the line. Quick, hang up your shirt before it gets wrinkles.
Good advice. And what about that stuff that makes clothes soft and smell nice? Especially useful with that humidity.
Fabric softener. I like using fabric softener. It gives the clothes a nice smell. Helps combat any damp mustiness, too.
And finally, the place you go when home drying isn't an option.
The laundromat. The self-service place. Is there a laundromat near here? I have a huge load.
Excellent. Okay, those are the core terms. Let's hear how they might actually sound woven into a quick, everyday chat. Imagine, say, two roommates talking.
Okay, I can picture that.
So maybe one asks, hey, what are you up to? Get your laundry sorted.
And the other replies, yeah, finally. Took it all to the laundromat, though. It's been raining solid all week. No way I could air dry anything in this crazy humidity.
Tell me about it. Did you use the dryer there?
Nah,
Or just bring it back damp after the spin cycle?
use the dryer. Needed clean shirts, like yesterday. And honestly, I didn't want to risk them getting all dusty hanging outside overnight. Now I just got to fold this massive pile.
See? That little exchange, it hits so many points we discussed.
It really does. The whole reason for using the laundromat is the rain and humidity. The choice against air dry because of time and maybe even that pollution or dust factor. Using the dryer instead. And ending with the final task. Fold.
It perfectly captures that whole balancing act.
Yeah.
Managing water, space, time, all dictated by the environment and the available tools, like the laundromat. The simple need to do laundry becomes this whole tactical decision.
It's true. It's much more involved than it looks.
So, yeah, laundry might seem like just another chore, but looking at it in Taiwan, it's actually full of personality, isn't it? From that visual of clothes on balconies to the convenience and maybe even the community feel of those 24-hour laundromats.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the final takeaway for you, the listener. Try this. Next time you're doing your own laundry, whatever step you're on, adding detergent, waiting for the spin cycle, deciding whether to air dry or use a dryer, folding,
Yeah.
just try saying what you're doing out loud. in English. Use the words we talked about. It sounds simple, maybe even a bit silly, but turning these everyday routines into active language practice, that is genuinely the easiest, most sustainable way to build fluency. It sticks because it's real life.
That's great advice. Make the mundane meaningful for language learning. Okay, and before we wrap up, a final thought for you to chew on.
Go for it.
Think about those apartment building rules we mentioned, the ones about visible laundry on balconies. How does that basic human need, getting clothes dry quickly and cheaply, clash with these modern ideas about urban aesthetics, about how a building or a street should look? What does that tension tell us about our priorities in dense city living today?
Aesthetics versus necessity. Interesting angle.
Something to mull over. We'll leave you with that. Join us next time for another deep dive.